Alright then, morphin' time!
Power Rangers is an American Doku franchise that has been going on for 28 years and spawned several shows, movies, and has sold hundreds upon millions of different products. Originally started by Hayao Saban and Saban Entertainment after watching an episode of the highly popular Japanese franchise Super Sentai. He originally wanted to adapt Chodenshi Bioman, but the pitch fell through and was rejected by every studio he went to, eventually being able to adapt Kiryu Sentai G-Ranger into Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, a show about 5 teenagers with attitude fighting the evil witch Rita Repulsa. Power Rangers have several distinct eras, often dubbed several names by fans, starting with the first era, aka the Zordon era or the original Saban era, followed by the Disney era, and then Neo Saban era. Most recently is the Hasbro era. These eras are often loved by fans and are distinct by whatever company owns the brand at the current time. The most popular and culturally important era is the original Saban era, which starts with the aforementioned Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and ends with Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue. This era is so popular that just seeing the red or green Rangers helmets will make people go, "Oh yeah, Power Rangers," which I think is pretty cool. Most of the shows have a connected story that reference each other in several storylines. After Disney purchased Fox Family and the brand in 2001, the next era of shows started with Time Force and ends with Power Rangers RPM. These shows have a different feeling to them, focusing more on story and characters rather than comedy like the Saban era before it. The first two shows, Time Force and Wild Force, being practically one-to-one adaptations of their Super Sentai counterparts. This era tends to be regarded as the best era due to all of these reasons. In 2010, Disney ended their run and Saban returned with Power Rangers Samurai, ending with Super Ninja Steel, being named Neo Saban era. This era tends to be the least liked by fans, a major criticism being that it is a very goofy era and having the show split up into 2 seasons really hurt the shows. Although it has a lot of good moments, Dino Charge is a very solid show. Fans write this era off. It is a very important era in the series' life as it rejuvenated the franchise and brought it back into public light. At the most recent one, aka the Hasbro era, it's a truly new start. Starting with Beast Morphers, Hasbro has been trying to grow as their own and really shine, focusing on a story-driven narrative and more focus on lore building of the franchise, working hand in hand with the comics and anything else to really build the universe. There have been multiple movies in the franchise's entire life, starting with the hit Mighty Morphin Power Rangers in 1995, which pretty much kick-started the 3rd season of the show with the Rangers getting new powers. Next, in 1997, with Turbo, a Power Rangers movie, acting as a pseudo-pilot for the series Power Rangers Turbo. There won't be another full-fledged theatrical film until 2017's Power Rangers, rebooting the original MMPR and retelling the story of how the original team got their powers with a diverse cast. Lastly, there have been multiple comics for the Rangers, most of them depicting the original show, but a lot of different shows got their own comic. Most notably the original Hamilton comic series and the Boom comic series. The Boom comic series is another retelling the original Mighty Morphin show, expanding on characters and focusing on more story-driven narrative and building the franchise with events like Shattered Grid. Boom has also produced a few crossover comics, specifically one with DC's Justice League and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Power Rangers as a franchise has become some kind of cultural phenomenon, because while not everyone has watched it, everyone at least knows of it and has a basic idea about it. Power Rangers has always been an incredibly important part of my life and continues to be this very day. There is definitely something for everyone in this franchise, so maybe look into it and morph on.